Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is a great little video of Vainglory. We just had a match where my two teammates insta-locked both carries. One is the Saw, the other one is Ringo. Both of them decided to go for the carry position. So I had to go as support slash jungler. So I went with the Churnwalker, trying to help support the Saw, and thought that maybe that could help salvage the game a little bit. Saw decided to push the turret early on, which is the job of Saw. He seemed to be holding on his own pretty well, so I arrived to help him out a little bit. So if that Taka played properly and they ganked all three of them Saw at the same time, Saw would be dead. But Taka decided to go for the central miner and then hit on Ringo, which is also valid. I mean, Ringo is quite squishy, useless in the jungle, so Taka should be able to win this one. But maybe not when Ringo has potion, but Ringo still dies. Meanwhile, we're putting good pressure on the lane. Taka decides to step up and does manage to kill the Saw. Impossible to survive, so I just die. Let's hope Saw is more careful next turn. Here he goes, just pushing straight towards the turret, while our Ringo is farming in the jungle. So he misled us on picks. He said he was going to be the carry, but clearly he's in the jungle. This is trying to steal the tree hand, should be able to get it. Taka is still quite far away. Meanwhile, we're pushing turrets. So I knew I needed both the Crucible to prevent this from happening to Saw, and the Fountain to keep him regenerating fast when they gank him. So that's what I was aiming to build. First the Fountain, and then the Crucible. Did a little push there, but Saw didn't spot it, so didn't try to gank Vox. He's still holding on his own. He has so much life gain that he doesn't really need. Vox really struggling against the Saw. He does manage to hit those resonance bounces, but just doesn't do enough damage. Meanwhile, Ringo's still farming, and I guess Taka died. I didn't even notice how. Saw also died. So he was forced to recall back home. And at this point I thought, we could still have a chance in the game if we keep pushing the turrets early on and Ringo joins us to do the turret push. Maybe we can create enough pressure, catch Taka unaware a few times, and snowball things. So I had to put on some chains. Another kill. Pull up my buddy Hajar. He ran away. Taka comes to the rescue, but he is too scared of Saw to go inside. So I just try to hook him repeatedly till eventually he will fall for it. So Ringo at this point, if he came to help us, we could have probably taken this turret easily and kill all three of them. But he's down there. He's taking their Crystal Sentry. I live out the Fountain. Saw manages to kill one, but not the other. So, yep, and Ringo will just kill the Crystal Sentry. Just farming. So I thought, okay, so they're not very connected. They're working independently, but at least Ringo is farming and taking objectives in the jungle. So later on, he should have enough builds stacked up, even if they're both weapon power, which is also a big mistake. We can still probably win this game. They're even sharing experience. And now they're both in the lane, so now we're finally doing a proper 3-man turret push. Just have to get some hooks. Ringo manages to get Taka, or at least trying to finish him off. And we keep pushing the lane. Taka survived somehow. And so did Grace, barely. My hook is too short, but we should be able to take this turret. Another stun. I finally get my ultimate, so I do a little stun there that costs Vox his life. Grace also falls, so we can push even another turret. Unfortunately, our Ringo died with that, so he's probably gonna farm up in the jungle. But we can put some pressure here. Wait, misclick there. Wanted to do the other diagonal. I really feel like I need a Crucible at this point to prevent Hajar from stunning. That pull almost helped him, forced him to use the fountain, which is good. And now they probably can't afford to gank because they don't have the fountain anymore. They still try, and they succeed. Ringo is currently getting the gold miner. Very slowly. Did you see that 1 of crystal power damage that his B had? He gives out a little 1 of crystal power. He does manage to get the gold miner. So we are 5k ahead. So we have good dominance of the game. The only thing is that both these guys are not playing in sync. They're like if they're part of a different team. And Taka, of course, is scaling up, so he's no longer squishy prey. Try to get Hajar killed, but Skill Gamers doesn't really do the right trajectory for that. And now Hajar has already used his little potion flask, healing flask, whatever it's called now. But you know, it's the game that we have, so we have to keep on pushing the turrets. Nothing in the bush. Just need to control the choke point, which seems we will be able to do. Saw is fully rotated on the choke point, not letting anyone through. Should be able to control it. They try the gank. I use the Crucible to stop him from getting stunned. Use the Fountain to keep him alive. He doesn't manage to kill anyone. Have three chains now, but that's not enough because it's just 1 source of damage. Only Saw doing some damage, so it's impossible. They're going after Ringo. He takes the objective, but he's going to succumb to Taka. No, it's Vox that finishes him off. And now they should be able to take this turret. While Saw is going for the jungle instead of protecting the lane. So this is tier 9, guys. In case you're wondering, this is tier 9 in Europe. So now I understand why people say NA over Europe. Because, you know, in Europe you have people like this playing. in tier 9. So I managed to get him alive, do a little stun there to keep him alive. But it's not enough because Ringo, instead of joining the fight, he goes into the lane. So yeah, so these guys are trying as hard as they can to not be on the same place for the same team fight. And of course I am pinging them. Stay together. But they really want to try going for different objectives on their own. Ingo about to get killed again. Try to help him. But it's a little impossible because Saw didn't come to help. Saw decided to push the lane. So yeah. At this point I realized, yeah, the game is pretty much done. These guys are trolling, both of them, they can't play together, and now you can see what Saw is doing. He goes behind the turret. Very fast, so he doesn't die. And he just sits there. Which is nice. Grace comes check him out. Yeah, he's doing nothing. And his full cycle. Just from hitting the Vayne, even though he can't hurt the Vayne. So yeah, he's just sitting there trolling at 12 minutes while we had turret lead. So yeah, this is the quality of European gameplay right now on tier 9. This is what kind of teammates you randomly get on solo queue. So yeah, I was hoping at least Ringo would step up and help me push the lane. So we could at least, you know, put some pressure, force them to kill Saw, something. But Ringo isn't interested in the lane. He wants to keep farming. With a chained Taka and a stunned Taka, you should be able to finish him off, but nope. He still had his healing flask, and Grace also used the fountain. Meanwhile, Saw still hitting away at that Vayne. Yep, there wasn't much we could do at this point. Wait until Kraken spawn. Ringo going for another kamikaze dive. Which I can't help him, of course. Try to help him with the crucible. He keeps going back for more. And he's gonna die. Yeah. I get Grace there with a stun. Help the turret finish her off. And I keep pinging them. At this point I kept pinging them repeatedly to please, you know, stick together. Ringo meanwhile buys 20 mines, which is always useful. Vox goes check out Saw. Decides, yeah, looks good. Doesn't look like a problem. And yeah. And Ringo is doing some art with mines on a tier 9 ranked game. Because he can. Oh, Saul decided to move. Oh, he's gonna try and take out that turret. Does he have enough lifesteal to do it? I think he actually could if Grace didn't come to bother him. He chases Grace away. He can clean them. So maybe at this point there was still hope. There might still be hope. Saul might still be in the game. Vox too afraid to walk through Saul. Waiting for the stun from Grace before stepping up. And finally manages to kill Saul. While Ringo is finishing his masterpiece. Very nice. That is excellent. That really looks like a creepy smile. See two eyes over there? And this is the line of red is the mouth. Very beautiful. Thank you, Tovus. That was very nice of you. I was longing for some good art like that. Meanwhile, I am left alone to contest the Kraken. I try to land the chain, but of course they body block it. Try to stun my way out of it, but they won't have any of it. They come and chase me down. Try to stay alive. Hope for some mercy. So, of course, now decides to fight again. Now that Ringo has completely abandoned us. So he's doing some damage to that Kraken. Putting some crits in. So at this point, I think if we had a full 3-man team, we might still be able to get an ace and kill this Kraken. But of course, with Ringo still finishing up his masterpiece, it's a bit hard. Now he decides to go kill himself. And he succeeds. So thank you, skilled gamers and Tovus, for this great game. I appreciate these 20 minutes of my life that were wasted on this game. At least I've spent 20 more commentating this game to remember forever the good times that I had with you two while you trolled aimlessly in the solo queue in Tier 9 at the European server. So thank you once again. Bye everyone, take care.